Welcome to today's webinar on KronoDesk, the on-premise help desk solution for regulated industries. My name is Adam Salmon, and I'll be the presenter today. We will be moving into a live application demo. So that's information on KronoDesk. If you're interested in KronoDesk and you would like to schedule a private demo with one of our agents, please let us know. We're always happy to do that. If you have any questions, contact our sales team. We can answer questions, do demos. We have free trial versions of KronoDesk available on our website. We have both a free trial on the cloud, which is usually the easiest for demoing, but also you could do a download trial as well if you want to install it locally. Regardless of which you choose, whether it's a cloud trial or a download trial, you can always have the final product be either download or cloud. So you could start a cloud trial, enjoy using it, it works for you. Now you're ready to move into production. But for production, you want to go on-premise, not a problem. We can give you the trial data from the cloud and you can use it on-premise. So whatever's easiest for you to demo and your POC with, feel free. That doesn't necessarily limit you to your choice of deployment option for the actual product. Okay, well, now we're going to move into a live demonstration of KronoDesk. So thanks for those who just joined. If you missed the earlier slides, we're now doing a live demonstration of KronoDesk, our help desk tool. So with that, I'm going to turn off my camera so you can focus on the screen. And let's get out of PowerPoint and get into the real application over here. So this is KronoDesk. We've got it installed here. We've also got Spira over here, which I'll be using a bit later on for the integration portion of the demonstration. So when you first come to KronoDesk as a user, I'm right now coming to it as an unauthenticated user. So I'm not actually logged into the system. As you can see, the sign up box is here. We've configured this particular instance to allow the knowledge base to be public and the forums to be public, meaning that I, as a user out on the internet, can come to the knowledge base, come to the forums. That is customizable. You might want to make the knowledge base public, make the forums hidden, make the knowledge base hidden, the forums public, turn off the forums, only have a private knowledge base, only have a public knowledge base. It's up to you. You can make that decision for yourself. In this particular instance, we've made these two parts public. So I can come here, I can see recent updates. We're subscribing to the RSS feed. This is actually from our Inflectra RSS feed. You would point this at your company's news feed. So your company news will appear right here. These are some popular articles we've done during demos. These are some new articles that were released during demos. And as a support person, like as a end user, I come here and I need help. So maybe I'm trying to install, let's imagine I'm trying to install a product and I need help. So install, and it's got an error. Installing product. I get right here immediately help from me. I can click on this, click on one of the links. It will take me into the knowledge base, and I can see right here, there's the article, the background, the symptoms, the screenshots, what I'm doing, and maybe some samples and some help. So right here, that may be what I need. I may have looked for a problem. I could search for it in that knowledge base search. I could also use the global search. That will search both the knowledge base and the forums. So if it isn't a knowledge base search that's going to help me, maybe it's a forum, another user has posted something similar to my problem, and I'm trying to read through the answers. I can look through the answers, and then based on what I find here, that may solve my problem. Maybe it doesn't solve my problem, but I might want to subscribe to the article or to the thread, so that way if someone else posts something in the future, I will get updated. You can do that. Now, the RSS feed is available for anyone to subscribe to. If you want to actually subscribe to it in-app, you would need to sign in. And we'll do that in a second. As well as being able to sign in, of course, I might want to browse the forums before I do anything, because this is a public set of forums. Notice this text here. This is all editable. This is just the default text that comes with KronoDesk. You would set this up to match the text that your company would use, including a forums and guidelines, because obviously when people post in the forums, they're going to write things. You want to make sure they follow your policy on language that can be used, allowed things they can write, that kind of thing. So you'll usually want to have a privacy policy and guidelines for any public content if you're allowing public content. These will be the forums. So you can see right here, we've got some different forums we've set up. They've got different threads in them. You can see the number of threads in each forum. If you look on a thread, you'll see how many views there are, how many replies there are, who wrote the original question, what the last answer came from, and all that's available in the system. You can view it right here. You can see the users as well. You can see a user profile. If it's public if they posted, otherwise it's private. And that way you can see all of the threads that user has written and see all the answers they've given. So again, it's a fully functional knowledge base, a fully functional online forum. Now, in an ideal world, the user would find through these resources, they would find the answer to their question and they'd be perfectly happy. Unfortunately, in the real world, that doesn't always happen. They may have found something completely new that's not been found before by a user. And so as long as they're actually a customer, they would log in. So I'm going to log in here as Kathy customer. And these demos I'm using are available in the trial version. So if you want to play along afterwards, sign up for a trial of KronoDesk and do this. These users do exist. The password for Kathy customer is please change. That's the same password for all of the sample users I'm using today. Kathy customer, Martha manager, and there's also the administrator, which we use when we get into reports and administration. So Kathy customer's here, and Kathy wants to make sure that her problem gets fixed. So she comes here, she's in the home page, and you could search obviously on the knowledge base. Look at the forums, we did that already. That's fine. You can see the recent posts. Because I'm logged in, it will also show you where you recently looked and where you recently posted, so that way I can easily get back to what I've been looking at. But this time I want to log a ticket. I can also see any of my open tickets. So I've been having other problems with the system, and yet I've logged some tickets on previous demos, and you can see right here, they're visible right in my dashboard together with the status. With the default workflow, any ticket that's marked as waiting on customer is one that I should be replying to. The ND support agents are waiting for me to reply. The ones that are open or assigned are the ones that the support agents are currently working on. And waiting on development means it's been escalated within the support team. Let's open a new ticket now. Okay, so let's choose a product. These are the products I'm going to be logging my ticket against. These are all configured by you. So depending on what the different systems you will be supporting, you will have these different products listed. So let's say we've got a problem with the library catalog system, and let's go ahead and get a fake application. We can pretend this is our fake application, and let's pretend I get a 404 error. So I'll put a fake error in. 404. That's not correct. So we'll say that was my library catalog system, and the ticket is trying to log in and got a 404 error. Now, it's trying to find any articles that match. So, for example, FAQs, best practices, common error messages. So if I click on these links and read them, depending on what I see here, I might actually find the answer to my question. So before I even log the ticket, it's trying to help me. It's finding the knowledge base articles that best match what I've written. If that's a match, I click on the link, I don't log a ticket, and there's one less piece of work for your support team. On the other hand, if that doesn't work, which unfortunately in this case it's not going to work, I will log a ticket and carry on. So let's go ahead and do that. There's a rich text editor built into KronoDesk. That way you can put in comments, texts, bullets, lists, tables, images, code snippets. You can attach files, whatever makes sense for your ticket. In the case of a screenshot, I can either go here and take a screenshot and save it and upload that PNG or their JPEG file, but that's bit of work. It's actually easier than that. I can even just paste in the screenshot. It's even easier. I don't need to actually upload it. So let's go ahead and do that. So I tried to log in and had the following error. And I'll put a screenshot in. I'll just do print screen on my computer and do paste. There it is. Okay, let's hit, I can choose the type, hit support. These are customizable. I hit submit. And that's my help desk. I could do this through email as well. If I do it through email, it's going to be exactly the same. It creates a ticket, and it will be from the person that sent the email. With the email, what it does is it reads the subject line, and based on the text and the message body, and based on that, it will try and choose the matching product and the matching type of ticket. So it does some intelligent matching. If it doesn't find a match, it will just choose the default project and product that you've specified. So there's my help. There's my ticket, rather. Okay, so as a end user, I'm done. I also get an email back saying my ticket's been received. If I go back to my homepage, I'll see it's listed here as a new ticket. So let's go and log out now and log in as the manager. Sorry, as the support agent. So we'll log in as Eric employee. Actually, first we'll log in as Martha manager. We got to assign a ticket first. So tickets come in. So Martha manager, please change is also the password. So feel free to use that. Get rid of my password manager. There we go. I'm logged in as Martha manager. I go into the help desk. I can go to the home page, and I can see from my homepage dashboard, these are my new tickets that came in, and these are the tickets that have been assigned to me, the manager. or assign to members of my group. We do support groups, so these are why these are listed as Kathy customer. We do support groups as well, so that way, if you have a support team, you can have individuals tickets being assigned to, or they can be assigned to a group of support agents, like a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. I'll show you more of that on the admin screens, but we have that ability. But let's go ahead and look at this ticket that came in from Kathy customer. This is a 404, it's pretty important. So I'm gonna, make this a high priority, and I'm gonna assign this, and I'm gonna assign it to, now this is where I can assign it to a group. So I can assign it to level 1, level 2, any of the groups in the system, or I can assign it directly to an employee. Now in this case, I want Eric to look at this because I know this is Eric's specialty. So I'll add that in here, and I might want to add a note to Eric. I can say something like internal note. This is a note that only Eric will see, not the customer. So it would be, Eric, I know you've been looking at the login page recently for another customer. Can you check this out? And that's a good way to collaborate between different members of the team. So, okay, submit that. Great. I could also put in these values here. I didn't put these in. The end user could put these in as well. And these are custom fields that you can set up for your different products. And as the manager, I'm kind of done. So let's log out and let's pretend I'm Eric employee. Okay, Eric employee. Please change also. Eric comes in. This is his home page. Now he's got a bunch of tickets here because unfortunately it's a demo system and we haven't closed a lot of tickets out. Hopefully in real life you wouldn't have this many open assigned tickets. That would not be good. Let's go in here and look at this one that came in. And now Eric's going to reply back to the customer. So there's different ways that Eric could reply back. Eric could reply back and say, hi, Kathy, what URL did you enter? Maybe the URL is wrong. Obviously, in my case, I deliberately put the wrong URL in. Thanks, Eric. Maybe there's also an article I can suggest. So I can go in here to the KB system and I can say, URL. Maybe there's an article to do with URLs. Nothing. Okay. Maybe it's the portal or the login. So let's try that. Oops, login. No. Okay. Maybe it's knowledge base article 4. So if you know the article, there you go, or the keyword, or a number, you can always put in a name, the link with excerpt, full article, and you can have different templates available. So let's say I want to send them a name with a link, and that way this might be a helpful article that might help Kathy resolve it. So let's move to waiting on customer, hit submit. And as Eric, employee, I'm now done. I've written back to the customer. They get a reply in email. They get a reply through the system. They can either look at the email, click on the link, or they can use the web view. But let's see what Kathy does. So Kathy comes in and says, so we'll log back in here as Kathy. Well, Kathy gets an email, so she would know that someone's replied. But if she's also proactive, she can come in here as Kathy customer. And we'll talk about email templates in a bit when we get into that section. Oops, sign in. And in her homepage, you can see waiting on customer. Okay, let me look at that. What is this guy written back? Oh, Eric. Oh, okay. And actually, just to point out, when that ticket was assigned to Eric, Kathy would get an email notification saying his ticket's been submitted, a notification saying it's been assigned to Eric, and the third notification would be this text of what Eric wrote back. I don't know. I entered. Hi, Eric. I entered. www.correcturl.com. And that's when I got the message. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, hit submit, goes back to Eric. So we'll log out as Kathy. Go to Eric employee. And Eric's going to get that message back. Oh, look at that right here. Well, that's weird. So now it may be an issue with the product. So Eric's going to test this out, and let's say Eric finds it's actually an issue. So he might escalate to his manager and say, "Okay, Martha, internal note, Martha, I think this is a bug. This is actually a bug. I have seen this with other customers using, I don't know, Chrome. Maybe that's the reason." Hit submit. Okay. And now we log out and log in as Martha. We log in as Martha. Martha's going to get this, and we'll get an email. Go here. And now Martha's going to look at this and go, oh, actually, this is a bug. So now we get the integration over with Spira Team. So over here, we have Spira Team. It could be Spira Plan. It could be Spira Test. All three work fine. And I set the integration ahead of time. I won't bore you with how that was done. You just put in the URL, log in, an API key. That's pretty much it. And then I want to log this. So it actually has the option here to add new incident. So this is coming to Spira Team. So let's go ahead here and say, okay, well, this is a bug in the library information system, which is the sample product. Okay, add new incident. And it's going to pop up here in a second with the new incident form, like that. Okay, so let's say it's a bug logging in with Chrome 404. Now we automatically populate the description with the entire contact history, which is nice. And I choose the types. These are the types from Spira, priorities, and so on. Any custom fields you've set up would also be here. And if that doesn't really apply, so there's some custom properties that are required. Let's put those in. So it's, say it's Windows, say it's Chrome, and this should be, this is difficult. These are just custom fields we set up. So I hit add, and now it's logged through my ticket into Spira as a new incident. It's right here. You can tooltip it to see the details. If you've got more than one bug, because maybe this bug requires two different projects to have a fix, maybe you've got to fix product 1 and product 2, you could log multiple incidents and they'll all be here, and it will show you the status, the owner, and what happened to it. Meanwhile, over here in Spira, if we go into Spira into the LM solution, we'll see that the new ticket came in as an incident. And let's go ahead to I'll do the grid view. And let's look for new incidents. So status is new. And we'll sort by date. And there is our incident. And it's populated the important fields, the name, the description from the help desk ticket is all imported right here, including the screenshot right there. The custom fields are populated right here. And if you go into attachments, there's a hyperlink back to the ticket. So if you ever want to get back to the ticket that it came from, we automatically log a hyperlink as well. Now, obviously, in real life, the developers would go in here and assign this and fix this. So I'll just show you the first part of that. We'll assign to a developer. We won't do all the fixing, but we'll just say assigned to developer. Fill in some of the fields in Spira. Hit save. When that's done, what's important over here is if I refresh the ticket, that instance can be updated with the assignment, the date, and all the information here, and the tooltip and the comment. So that way you can see directly in KronoDesk what's going on with that bug. Now at this point, the bug isn't fixed yet, so the customer needs to wait. So I might say waiting on development and put a note back going, hi Kathy, sorry, it's a bug. Dev is looking into it. We'll have a patch, in 5 hours. We said it was 5 hours, so 5 hours. Eric. Oh, sorry, I'm Martha. Get schizophrenic sometimes on these demos, so Martha. There we go. And that's the life cycle of a help desk ticket. Now the bug will get fixed, gets returned back to support. Support then tells the customer, patch is available, did it fix it? Kathy would log in, verify it's fixed, and away we go. So that's the life cycle of a help desk ticket. Now the next thing would be, that's all well and good. What about behind the scenes? So if I log now in as an administrator, and again, please feel free to do that in the trial version. That's where all the magic gets set up. Now the system is set up out of the box with all the workflows. And in fact, what you saw today is an out of the box installation. I've customized nothing. And all those workflows, all those fields, all those defaults are all in the system, ready to go. What I have is a administration level user. First of all, I have all the things you saw already. I also have the reporting system. That's where I can see graphs and charts. I can slice and dice the data in my reporting dashboard. I can export the data as a data grid. I can export as CSV. If this looks familiar to you, if you're a Spira user, that's because it's the same graphing system and reporting system as Spira. If you want to run a report, let's only a list of tickets, you could do that. I want to get list of tickets. I want to get it in Excel. That's fine. And I want all the tickets that are perhaps, signed, open, and waiting on custom. Not waiting on customer, waiting on development. Create report. Let's create a little report. It's going to run. Once it's ready, I'll get an Excel sheet. Okay, let's do that. That's where you can get a nice Excel report out of the system, like that. Very good. And if I go into the main system, I go into help desk, I have this grid that you see. If I go to all tickets, all open tickets, I can also export that, show and hide different columns, just like you can in Spira, but I can also export this into Excel directly from this page. So another option is, instead of using the report system, you can just do an export directly from the main grids as well. So that's some of the reporting, graphs, reports, and exports, all there right here. In terms of the setup, some of this stuff you might not need to change, but you may want to customize things, like you might want to go in here and talk about the workflows. So that's all done in the help desk. You go into the help desk, things like the statuses can be customized. So we've got some statuses built in. If you want to customize those, you could change those. These are the built-in statuses. You specify whether that's a closed status for an internal user, an agent, or closed for an external user. We go into the help desk. You can also change the types of tickets, priorities. It's all customizable. Various other fields. Also, you'll want to have custom fields. So things like the platforms that you saw, operating systems, browsers, those things that you saw, those are all customizable, and you can add new fields as well. Make it required, make it optional, have a list field, list of values. Again, very similar to how you would work in Spira. So that way you can add custom fields and custom attributes. Also in the help desk, you've got the workflow and notifications. Workflow is where you have all the steps. If you go into the workflow, you'll see this is the flow of the tickets and the steps between them. A new ticket comes in, it gets assigned. From assigned, it gets moved to the next is, which would be assigned from there. It gets assigned, it maybe gets duplicate, closed, open waiting on customer, and so on. You can customize that flow. The one difference between this and our other tools is that you have different permissions for the end users and the internal employee agent users. So you may have the same ticket up, and some fields may be hidden for me as an end user because I'm a customer, but may be visible for the internal users. So you can have internal fields that are only visible to the support agents, not to the end users. Some other things we have that are really important would be employee groups and organizations, and they're different. Employee groups, I showed you earlier on, that's where you can have different types of support agent level, like you can have first tier, second tier, different members of that, and those different users would become assigned to those tickets. So if I assign a ticket to the library web support group 1, or any of those employees, agents can work on that ticket, then they can escalate to a different level. So that way it lets you group your tickets, your users into different groups and assign those tickets to those groups. The organization option is different. That's where you want to actually group your end users. So if you've got people submitting tickets, maybe they're for different customers or different departments, depending on if it's an internal or an external help desk. But what you want is those users to be able to see each other's tickets. And we use this ourselves at Inflectra because we have many customers using our products. And oftentimes we have 4 or 5 users all logging tickets. And one of those users goes on vacation and someone else has to pick up the ticket. Or the manager wants to see, my employees tell me that I'm not getting help from you guys, but you guys tell me that you've answered all the tickets. Well, one of you is wrong, one of you is right. Can I see all my tickets and see, where the truth is? And so the great thing is you can go in here, create different organizations, and in that organization, you can then put your users that are the end users, and you can see all the tickets from those end users. You can see it, but so can the customer. So the customer level manager or supervisor, they can see all the tickets from any of the employees in their team that have logged tickets, and just make sure, are they following up in a timely fashion as well? And that's really helpful. So that's some of the configuration options. The other thing that's then important is the branding and the appearance. As I mentioned, that's completely customizable. So if we go into the system settings and we go to the appearance, there's 2 parts. There is the appearance and the branding. So the branding is, what logos do I see? So KronoDesk on the top left, probably you want it to be your company logo. On the mobile version, it's an icon to save space. It also uses the fave icon or fav icon. Then the company information, the hyperlinks, all the text you saw on the pages, all of that's edited right here. So that way you can make sure that the page actually represent your brand and what you want to see. Also, you can put SEO code in here too if you want to have tracking and analytics. The appearance section is where you choose the theme, and we're using the green theme right now. Let's say I go in here and I want to change it to maybe a different theme. This is the green theme. I could use a different theme. For example, let me look at the Inflectra theme. This is the one we actually use for our own help desk. And it's got more of an orangey gray brand to it and blue. We've also got a dark theme like that, but you can make your own themes as well. So if you've got a particular set of company colors that you want, you can theme it to match your website. So that's an overview of KronoDesk. Just to recap, we logged in, we've used the public help desk, the public knowledge base, the public knowledge base and the public forums. We logged in as a customer, we created a ticket, we added some information, we gave it to an employee was assigned the ticket, they asked some questions, the user answered the questions, the employee realized it was actually a product defect, it was assigned to a manager, the manager logged the defect in Spira for the development team to fix the issue, the customer was let know that was going to happen, and the bug was then assigned out. And we did skip the section where the user would then be told when it's been fixed, but obviously that will follow the same process. And then when the customer has verified the fix, the ticket gets closed. We logged in as administrator and we looked at the workflow and customization and reporting options. And so just a few final points on wrap up. The system is very flexible. It's also got lots of automation built in, so that some of the things it can do would be if a ticket is not answered by a customer in a certain number of days, we can auto close the ticket. If a customer replies, we can auto open the ticket. There's some automations built in around that and some rules built into the system which you can customize. The system is also available both on-premise and cloud-based. You can deploy it the way you wish, integrates with your mail servers. And another really important thing about KronoDesk is the licensing. So KronoDesk is licensed by concurrent agents. So what that means is that I can have as many end users as I wish. So you could have as many people as you want logging tickets because they're your customers. You can't control how many there are. So all licenses of KronoDesk have unlimited end users. And then for the internal users, for the agents, it's a number of concurrent agents. So if you have 5 support agents who are in the system all the time, but maybe you have another 1 or 2 users that run reports infrequently, you probably only need a 5 concurrent user license. You don't need one for those 1 or 2 incidental users. And that way it gives you the maximum use of the tool. Also, if you've got support agents in different time zones, maybe you've got five agents in Asia, 5 agents in Europe, and 5 agents in America. If there's 0 overlap, you only need a 5 concurrent user license also, because they're never going to work at the same time zone. So lots of flexible licensing options are part of KronoDesk, and also on both our cloud and on-premise versions, unlimited storage. Obviously, on-premise, you've got to have a big enough server, but then the system itself allows unlimited storage options. So with that, thank you very much for attending today's webinar. Thanks so much for attending, and have a great rest of the day.